Assets are what creates wealth in this country.
Yeah.
And I made this mistake for many years by not knowing this part of business. We always hear that the rich don't pay taxes. Well, let me explain what that means in regards to assets. The two biggest forms of assets in this country are stocks, public companies, and real estate. The reason why the rich, they claim, don't pay taxes is if you bought $1 million worth of Apple 6 months ago, it could have went up to a certain amount, but let's say your $1 million goes to $2 million. What somebody does, or whether you bought a house that was $1 million and it went to $2 million, especially during COVID. What somebody does with the stocks, they go, I'm going to go take out margin, which your $1 million goes to $2 million. That means the investment was $1 million. You borrow margin from the bank of $1 million. You pay 7% interest on that, but you do not pay taxes because it never was taken out. And what people do with that is they go, more stock, same with a house.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. You can do that if you have $1,000 worth of Apple that went to 2,000. You can do that again and again and again. It has nothing to do with wealth. Yeah. It has nothing to do with position. It has something to do with assets are what creates wealth in this country.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I love this particular part of it. I'm going to end the show off this because this is the most important part, right? This is why I like having this show, because we get to talk a little bit about finances, right? This is it, man. Here, that's a strategy, man, that you get to have when you invest, right? I mean, you're not going to have this right out the gate, 1 month, 2 months, or a year, but you got to strategize how you're going to get there. And he simplified it for you. Stocks, real estate, right? I'll even throw business in there. I always throw business somewhere in there. But they find a way to make themselves a positive, or find themselves a positive asset, and they work that particular asset. For example, I'm going to say real estate, right? This is the easiest way to become a millionaire, is to buy some real estate. Like and I'm talking about like a millionaire in net worth. Like if you want to have a net worth of $1 million, the easiest way to get there is by owning multiple properties, because they're going to appreciate every year, and that appreciation goes towards your net worth. But imagine being able to have, say, 10 properties, and you can borrow against those 10 homes. Tax-free. So what people do, like the wealthy, the rich, the smart, is they pick an asset. They work that asset. They don't sell the asset. They keep that asset long term, and then they can borrow against that thing. And the best part about borrowing against an asset like real estate, or like your stock portfolio, or whatever it may be from the bank, is you'll pay interest on that. And you take a loan out on that, and you do not pay taxes on it. You don't pay taxes on it. So let me take you through a scenario. If you go and buy a property that's a rental, you fix it up, you get it all ready, you get it good, you can choose to sell it, right? And you're going to pay taxes on that, a capital gains tax, okay? But if you keep it, you can just refinance out of it. And since it's an investment property, they normally give you 75% loan to value, depending on which program you're a part of. And you can keep that house, put a renter in there, cash flow the mortgage, and then you got money in your pocket to do whatever you want to do with it. You want to go to Barbados? You can go to Barbados with this money. You don't got to pay taxes on it. The smart thing to do would be to take that money out of there if you're going to leverage, and use it to buy more real estate. And you rinse, wash, and repeat. And it's a game of strategy. Like all this is right here, all this what I'm starting to get, what life is on the financial tip, is just a game of strategy. Who has the better strategy? Some people know how to leverage and are really great at leveraging. Some people know how to save, invest, and then turn their cash into equity and all that. It doesn't matter. Who has the better strategy? And I'm starting to notice the more assets that I acquire, the more I put into, whether it's my 401k, my IRA, or I acquire real estate, my net worth just continues to go up, 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 and up without me having to do much. It's a hard start to get that thing going, but when you stay diligent and you're disciplined for a long period of time buying assets and focusing on them, you will start to realize your net worth is going up, And you have options. You have options. And so that's all that I like to share here on this podcast, is that we can talk about everything else, but I want to talk about strategy, and I want to talk about how you can move forward. And you can 100% buy assets. Don't sell them if you don't need to. And you can borrow against them if there's still a way for you to make money or have somebody pay for them. This is why you see rich people have dumb and stupid purchases. Definitely real estate investors that I know. They can do stuff like this. Like, hey, man, I just went out and bought a Rolex because, well, I mean, dude, I got a whole bunch of real estate that's coming in cash flow wise. I'm good. And I'm still buying more and more real estate. Like every piece of real estate I'm buying, I'm making $400 to $600 a month on it when I turn into a rental. Like, I'm good. I know one real estate investor. He's got over 20 properties. He's very, very mild mannered. He doesn't go out and spend a bunch of money, but he got a nice car, but he's just very normal. He got over 20 properties, making over 10 grand a month with a 9-to-5 job. He doesn't splurge. He's just real chill. And guess what he's doing? Buying more real estate.
Audio Jungle.
When I talk to him, all he's doing is looking for a new deal. Jay, hey, Jay, you got any deals? I'm looking for more real estate. He's just buying more real estate. And then you got some people that like to go out and splurge and have a good time, and they can do so as well. You know what I'm saying? But when I talk to him, I just bought 2 properties. And he got a 9-to-5 too. Just bought 2 properties. Almost done flipping this one. I'm looking for my next one. He's just rotating. Can you imagine? And this is where I got to challenge my people here on the Cold Summer Podcast. Imagine doing that for 10 years of constantly buying an asset, doing this. I'm purchasing an asset. I'm keeping an asset. In 10 years, you'll look back and say, oh boy, oh man, I didn't acquire a lot. And you got the option to do what you want with it. Let me tell y'all my plan. My plan is to be able to, my first short-term plan is to be able to make $5,000 a month in passive income. And my real goal is to make 10 grand a month in passive income. However many properties that's going to be. I think I got an idea on what it might shake out to be. But I'm planning on making $10,000 a month in just passive income, right? And then when I get older, like 50, maybe even 60 years old, what I might do is I might say, you know what? Let me take equity out of these homes, make sure they're still cash flowing, and I can live off of this money over here, right? I'm living off of this money over here, but then I just got a whole bunch of equity where I could take all this money and go and buy more real estate. Like, that's all that I'm trying to do. My focus goes into how can I buy more real estate? That's all I care about. I don't care about none. The cars and all that stuff is cool. How can I buy more real estate? Because I'm trying to acquire and have my portfolio pretty huge. Then I'll borrow against it. And then I can go and buy bigger stuff like a freaking hotel, a bigger multifamily. Like, I just want to get to the point where money is just coming at me, where I ain't got to do nothing, and keep my living expenses low. Even if my house is immaculate, it's going to be something where I can more than manage it. I helped a guy, I helped him sell his last rental property last summer. He sold them all off. I was helping him sell his last property. He's like, yeah, you know what, Jay, I had the real estate business for a while and I'm just looking to just get rid of it. Yeah, me and my wife, man, we're just going to go to Mexico next week. We didn't even plan the trip. That call. Yeah, me and my wife are going to go to Mexico next week. Oh, really? Yeah. We're older. We're up in age. I've been selling my rental properties and stuff like that. I'm just going to go ahead and take my money. I'm just cashing out. I'm just going to do what I want to do now. I'm more than set. Because he's had a rental property for the last 15 years. A bunch of them. So he's cashing in now. Some people are just playing a different game. And that's all I'm going to say right here. Some people are just playing a different game. They got the same 24 hours as us. They're just strategizing their 24 hours differently. Okay? I don't care what color you are. I don't care what gender you are or what gender you don't know you are. At the end of the day, people are figuring out life. And life is about strategy. Whether you're in a relationship, why am I in this relationship? How do we both benefit? How do we get to the goal that we're trying to get to? Life is all about strategy. Period. That's all it's about, man. So don't even get mad at people when they start making certain moves, because they're doing these certain moves because it's about strategy. It's what benefits them, right? It's what benefits them. It's what makes sense to them. And don't even get mad. You just get back on your game and strategize your life. That's the end of my show. That's the end of my show.